Going into this, you should know that by clicking on this, we would be talking about some plot-heavy material. But since it's the internet in 2017, here's your obligatory spoiler warning. So, let's talk about Steven Universe. This show has become a huge part of my life, and I've even cosplayed from it on multiple occasions. It's become beloved by its fans. Probably too beloved by some. A lot of people would argue that this is the last good show Cartoon Network has to offer before it falls into another dark age. In fact, many people would argue that the show's biggest problem is its fanbase, which is both right and wrong. The fans have been a source of so many amazing comics, drawings, and cosplays, but the fans have also shown to have aggressive tendencies on people who don't agree with them. The biggest example of this is when Lauren Zook, a former artist on the show, quit Twitter after being harassed by fans who were mad about a drawing she made. The drawing in question featured two gems from the show, Lapis and Peridot, or Lapidot for short. Fans got mad because they thought the artist was showing support for Lapidot instead of Amidot, which is Amethyst and Peridot. Before Zook quit Twitter, she reminded everyone that she was still just a human being and stated, "I decided I don't want to be accessible to thousands of people who think because I work on a show that I owe them myself all the time," which many of the more extremist fans seem to think. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. The main topic of this video is to talk about the filler episode, or lack thereof, in Steven Universe. Browsing the subreddit, I always see claims of "it's a filler episode" on some less plot-heavy episodes. This kinda infuriates me because the term filler is thrown around very willy-nilly on the internet nowadays. Filler is a term often used to describe the episodes of an anime made while they're waiting for the source material to catch up. But according to TV tropes, filler episodes are entries in a generally continuous series that are unrelated to the main plot, don't significantly alter the relationships between the characters, or generally serve only to take up space. This could be considered padding applied to a whole franchise. Steven Universe doesn't really apply to any of this. The creators have gone on record multiple times saying that there is no filler, and that world building takes time. However, many fans argue that many episodes of the show don't follow the so-called plot of Steven dealing with the Gem homeworld, which leads me to ask, what is the plot of Steven Universe? One could argue that the show has to do with Steven growing up and fighting what his mother left behind. A more accurate description of the plot would be, the show follows the day-to-day life of Steven Universe. And because the show is being shown through his eyes, the show focuses on what he says and does, and that's not always what these fans want. Many of the episodes people consider filler are ones that focus on the denizens of Beach City, but to many extremists, any episode that doesn't have a tremendous fight or some long-lasting traumatizing effects on the Crystal Gems is filler. A lot of the episodes considered as filler are focused on developing secondary characters, which makes it so scenes like this.
Did they specify alive? You know, I don't think they did.
Huh? Jamie.
Where they cross over the human and gem worlds, have emotion behind them. You wouldn't care if poor Jamie here was going to die if you hadn't seen his wacky personality and character beforehand. Secret Team looks like Steven made a mess, but Pearl and Amethyst wanted to hide it from Square Mom. And then you realize those are the remains of former Crystal Gems, and things get a lot more twisted. Every episode with Ronaldo seems like just silly babbling until you realize that he's accurately predicted many major arcs in the show.
They're here to hollow out the Earth! It's part of the Great Diamond Authority! They'll take on any form!
Onion Gang feels kinda pointless until you realize I could do this forever. My main point here is that the show is shown through Steven's eyes and follows one truth of Steven himself. It's half human, half gem. Without the humans, the gem-related plot wouldn't seem so alien to the viewer, and without the gems, Steven could be no different than a normal human boy. Filler has become a term synonymous with, "this episode features a character I don't like / doesn't focus on what I want." And, just like the example stated earlier, these are the steps that lead us to creating a truly toxic fanbase. The same ones that have turned other people off of other properties that could have been great if the fanbase hadn't ruined it for others. And for a show that is so focused on love and acceptance, this behavior has gone from the minority of the fanbase to what a lot of people associate with the show. For a fan base that also seems to be so loving and accepting, a lot of the most noteworthy examples seem to be pointing the other direction. But while it's easy to point out its fandom's flaws, it is truly a good show, and I encourage everyone to watch it. Until next time, I'm RV Rocks, and thanks for watching. See ya!